Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namaskrityam Narom Cheva Narottanam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jamudirayat Nastveja Bhattesyo Nityam Bharata Sevyam Bhagavati Uttama-sloke Bhakti Bhakti Naistike. We will be reading from the 10th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 59, verses 4 to 21. Verse 4 is on the board. Yadaya nirbibedadin Shastradogani Shayakai Sakrenasmin Chalam Vayum Mo Apasam Statashina Yadaya nirbibedadin Shastradogani Shayakai Sakrenasmin Chalam Vyayum Vapasam Statashina Yadayani Bibebadin Shastradogani Sayakai Sakrenatmin Chalam Vayum Murapasam Statashina Sakrenatmin Chalam Vayum Murapasam Statashina Gadayani Bibebadin Shastradogani Sayakai Sakrenatmin Chalam Vayum Murapasam Statashina. Word for word translation. Gadaya Viviskalap Nirbibeda. He broke through Adrin, the hills, Shastradogani, the weapon obstacles. Tarakai, with his arrows. Chakrena, with his disc. Achnim, the fire. Shalam, water. Payam, and wind. Moapasan, the cable obstruction. Tata, similarly. Ashina, with his sword. Translation. With his club, the Lord broke through the rock fortifications with his arrows, the weapon fortifications with his disc, the fire, water, and wind fortifications, and with his sword, the Murapasa cables. Omachana Timandasyan Chinansana Snakyan Sakshan Vitamina Pasmai Skovena. Chichitayamana Upisham Stav Tamyena Bhutadeshvam Upgadamim Dadapishva Vandeham Shio Shioda Patakam Shigo Pashipam Shio Pamjagajatam Sakanaragnatam Sajiv Sadvaitam Sarutam Parajana Saitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagandita Shivsha He Krishna Guna Sindhu Bando Jatpate Gopesha Gopra Kanta Radha Kanta Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhan Shuddhadevi Panamama Vanka Kalpu Vishakhe Pansanve Visha Patan Pantyo Vasham Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasa Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vastaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namani Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pachani Nirvishesha Srinivadi Paskachani Yuzardani. So this chapter started with Lord Indra visiting Lord Krishna in Dwarka to complain about Bhamasura. What were his 3 complaints? I remember some of the complaints. First, he has stolen what? He has stolen the earrings of his mother Aditi. And he stole the umbrella from Varuna. And what was the 3rd complaint? The demigods there, the playground of the peak of a mountain. And he stole the playground. So that were the complaints. And after hearing the complaints, what did Krishna decide? No, but he decided, I'm going to fight with this Bhamasura. And who took he with him for the fight? Satyabhama. What are the reasons why he took Satyabhama with him? Yeah, that is. One reason was certainly she was very passionate. Yeah, she was a Kshatriya queen and she wanted to get an adventure and Krishna will give her an adventure. But not only that, there was a 2nd reason, you remember? Yeah, the Parijata tree. Because Krishna had given a Parijata flower to Rukmini. And Satyabhama felt sorry. I want also such a flower. And Krishna said, you want also such a flower? Why not a whole tree? Let's go shopping in the heavenly planets. It took her with Prabhupada in a lecture on this, says, that it's like the man takes the wife for shopping. They went for shopping on the heavenly planets. But there was a third reason, a very important one. The most important one. Yeah, but in relation to Satyabhama, why he took Satyabhama with him is a third reason, a very important one. Who is Bhamasura? The son of the son of Bhumi. And who is Satyabhama? It's an expansion of Bhumi. And what did Krishna promise to Bhumi? I will not kill your son without your permission. So he needed Satyabhama to give permission. And that will happen a little later. That was a summary of most important things of the previous section. And now we come to this. Krishna went with Satyabhama to the heavenly planets. That not directly to give her the Parijata tree that we will hear at the end, but to fight with this Bhamasura. And since Satyabhama was an expansion of Bhumi, she could give permission to kill Bhamasura. And by that, Krishna would fulfill his promise to Bhumi, that she would not kill her son without her permission. So we have here this verses 4 to 21. We will go to them. There are no purports, at least not in the BBT version, but there are purpose of a lot of comments by Shiva Goswami especially, and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Yeah. So I read the translation of text 4 again. With his club, the Lord broke through the rock fortifications with his arrows, the weapon fortifications with his disc, the fire, water, and wind fortifications, and with his sword, the Murapasa cables. That's interesting construction. Vishwanath Chakravarti say, Krishna destroyed the walls of water, fire, and wind with his chakra. Shiva Goswami, by throwing his club, Krishna pierced the mountains. It is understood he also used other weapons, such as the chakra, for piercing the mountains. He did this from afar and destroyed all the fortifications completely. Nirbideda. Commentary of Sanat Goswami, nearly the same, text 5. With the sound of his conch-shell, Lord Gadadhar then shattered the magic seals of the fortress, along with the hearts of its brave defenders. And with his heavy club, he demolished the surrounding earthen ramparts. That's So Krishna had no problem without effort, destroyed all this. That yes, Vishwanath, he sees something more between the lines of this person. He says, Krishna pierced he pierced the hearts of the warriors, which were like hard barriers with the sound of his conch. That Shiva Goswami, he sees something else in this verse. He says, the walls had machines attached. When struck by the foot, they would release weapons at the oncoming soldiers. They were situated on the top of the walls, operating on their own. So that looks like modern warfare. Today they use drones, and so it's unmanned, from a distance, remote. The loud sound of his conch also shattered the hearts of the enemy warriors because of its natural wavering quality. The walls were thick, but he easily destroyed them because he was skillful at using his club. For that reason, he attained the name Radhadesh, the holder of the club. Sanatana Swamis. The machines were placed on a fortress and threw balls of iron with special herbs. Interesting. The sound of the conch shattered the machines and the hearts of the defenders. The heavy club destroyed the heavy walls. He did not make effort to destroy these walls because he did it simply by holding the club in his hands. You hear all this news about these wars today in the Ukraine and now in Israel and so on. And they are using all these tanks and all these modern warfare machines. I was thinking, if Krishna would appear in this time, how would he deal with it? But this is answering it. No problem for Krishna. Text 6. So the five-headed demon Mura, so that's another demon, that's not yet Bama, Mura, who slept at the bottom of the city's moat, awoke and rose up of the water when he heard the vibration of Lord Krishna's Pansarjanya conchal, a sound as terrifying as the thunder at the end of the cosmic age. Yes, that Shiva Goswami. Mura came out of the water of the moat. The water wall had already been destroyed. This is narration of a previous event when Krishna destroyed the water wall. Krishna also blew his conch shell previously, but this particularly to break the wall decked with military machines, just by his conch. This sound was like the thunder at the end of the Yuga for the demons, but for the devotees, just as Krishna appeared like a thunderbolt for the wrestlers in Kansas Arena, but appeared as Cupid for the women. Mura was sleeping because he was always drowsy with intoxication and was always without thoughts. That was his nature. So the sound of Krishna's conch. Text 7. Shining with the blinding, terrible effulgence of the sun's fire at the end of a millennium, Mura seemed to be swallowing up the 3 worlds with his 5 mouths. He lifted up his trident and fell upon Garuda, the son of Taksha, like an attacking snake. That's verse 7, Shiva Goswami. A long meter is used in this verse as if one would sing it with excitement in describing the battle. Mura was difficult to behold because he shone like the sun at the end of the Yuga. By nature he was terrifying Ulbanaha, since it seemed to swallow the 3 worlds with his 5 mouths. With his mouth gaping, he rushed at the Lord, just as a snake attacks Garuda. Or he rushed at Garuda, since he appeared to be a bigger target. That text state. Mura whirled his trident and then hurled it fiercely at Garuda, roaring from all 5 mouths. The sound filled the earth and sky, all directions, and the limits of outer space until it reverberated against the very shell of the universe. So Sanatana Goswami, he describes in a commentary on this verse how this sound really filled the universe completely. That Sanatana Goswami, he hurled his trident with all his strength. The roaring filled the whole universe, including the heavens and earth, Rodasi, instead of Ambaram, sometimes Antaram is seen. This means fatal, in the lowest planet. Since sound arises in ether, the sound went to the 5 upper planets, including Svarga, since the space was large and went upwards. Not able to leave the universe, the sound returned down to Earth and then expanded in all directions. Then after filling everything above, it entered the hole into lower planets. Thus the sound really filled Purayan, the universe completely. So there are sounds coming from the universe that comes from Mura. Today, the scientists, they hear a lot of sounds coming from space. That they have these machines they put on Mars, and they register sounds coming from the planet. That and with these big telescopes, they receive sounds from the center of the universe. That the sounds traveling to the universe. Nothing new. 9. Then with 2 arrows, Lord Hari struck the tridents flying towards Garuda and broke it into 3 pieces. Next, the Lord hit Mura's faces with several arrows, and the demon angrily hurled his club at the Lord. So Vishwanath. Krishna broke the trident, which was approaching Garuda, into 3 pieces with 2 arrows. Mura then threw a club at Krishna. Jiva Goswami. The trident approached Garuda, but it did not reach him. Quickly, Ojasa, Krishna shot 2 arrows. The word api indicates the Lord's great ability. Out of anger, Mura opened his mouth and Krishna shot arrows into him, striking them all at the same time. Text 10. As Mura's club sped towards him on the battlefield, Lord Gadaraj intercepted it with his own and broke it into 1,000 pieces. Mura then raised his arms high and rushed at the unconquerable Lord, who easily sliced off his head with his disc weapon. So his head. Mura raised his arms and ran towards Krishna Vishwanath. And Jiva Goswami writes, this happened in the battle, not in some illusory scene created by Maya. Gadagacha is alliteration to express Krishna's joy in fighting. The word Gadagaja suggests is with fondness how Krishna gave fame to all his brothers, including Gada. Instead of Shiramshi Shakrena, sometimes Shiramshi Panchapi, 5 heads is seen. This indicates his heads were severed with the club. However, the version with Shakrena seems correct since the next verse describes the act with by comparing it Indra using his thunderbolt to sever the peak of a mountain. Okay, Jiva Goswami says all is the same thing. No, text 11. Lifeless Mura's decapitated body fell into the water like a mountain, whose peak has been severed by the power of Lord Indra's thunderbolt. The demon's 7 sons, enraged by their father's death, prepared to retaliate. Now the sons coming on the scene. That 11. Vishwanath. Mura fell like a mountain top cut off by thunderbolt in the Teja. Filled with anger to avenge their father's death, Mura's 7 sons prepared for battle. Jiva Goswami, overcome with grief at their father's death, his sons prepared to fight. Thus they prepared to take revenge. The head was like the peak of a mount, cut decisively. Overcome with grief by the killing, the 7 sons became angry in order to take revenge and became eager to fight. 12. Verse 12. Ordered by Bhamasur, Mura's 7 sons, Tamra, Antariksha, Shravana, Vibhavashu, Vasu, Nabashvan, and Aruna followed their general Pita on the battlefield bearing their weapons. Vishwanath. They went out holding their weapons. Jiva Goswami. This verse reinforces the last verse. Taptama indicates that there were no other brothers, only 7. They are individually named to indicate their qualities. They wanted to take revenge by their nature, but were also ordered to fight by Brahma, who was eager to do this. In doing this, it shows that he thought the Lord was insignificant. Question, verse 13. 13. Yeah. These fierce warriors furiously attacked invincibly Lord Krishna with arrows, swords, clubs, spears, lances, and tridents. But the Supreme Lord, with unfailing prowess, cut his mountain of weapons into tiny pieces with his arrows. Jiva Goswami, they attacked the Lord using various weapons. The weapons are progressively more effective in weight and ability to kill. They use always more heavy weapons. Rishti is a type of sword. The Lord cut down all the weapons with his extraordinary arrows. Text 14. The Lord severed the heads, thighs, arms, legs, and arms of these opponents led by Pitta and sent them all to the abode of Yamaraj. Narakasur, the son of the earth, could not contain his fury when he saw the fate of his military leaders. Thus he went out of the citadel with elephants born from the milk ocean, who were exuding mudda from their foreheads out of excitement. Special elephants. Sent them all to the abode of Yamaraj. They were killed by Krishna. Did they really go to Yamaraj? Purport, we will hear. He sent them all to the kingdom of death. The real meaning is, however, that he gave them liberation. For Yama means the process starting with Yama and Niyama and ending with liberation. That's the interpretation of Vishwanath. Okay, 15. Yeah. But Jiva Goswami gives an interesting details of this. So they all went to the abode of Yama, they died. However, after that, they attained liberation. Asyuta here means that these weapons were unfailing in their purpose. The leaders were killed nirashtan by having their heads cut off, etc., with ease from far away by the Lord's weapons. Brahma saw this because he went up on the top of the fort. He's telling where Brahmasura was. He was on the top of the fort. He was calling Naraka because of his birth. He had a big nature, taking human heads in his mouth as soon as he was born. The story is told in the Kalika Purana. He was the son of the earth and thus had great power. He emerged Nirakramat from the fort with elephants born from the milk ocean. This means that elephants came in the family of Airavata, who came from the milk ocean. Previously, they were of that family, but now they were on the enemy's side. Now it's time for Brahmasur to get into the battle. So we get Murari has been killed, then the 7 sons of Murari. And now we will hear of Brahmasur, what will happen with him. Lord Krishna and his wife, mounted upon Garuda, looked like a cloud with lightning sitting above the sun. So Krishna is sitting on the chariot with Satyabhama. She's there. She must be there, we will see. Seeing the Lord, Brahma released his Satachni weapon at him, whereupon all of Brahma's soldiers simultaneously attacked with their weapons. That's the 15. Again, we will read Sanatana Goswami's comments. Some details are here. On seeing the Lord with his wife, Naraka became furious. The second Shah means happy, even. His troops attacked at the same time. Or even though he saw his beauty, he was hard-hearted. The troops were mounted on elephants, or were just troops accompanying Naraka. Naraka. Those with elephants were most prominent. They threw their weapons at the same time. 16. At that moment, Lord Gadagaj shot his sharp arrows at Bhamasura's army. These arrows, displaying variegated feathers, soon reduced that army to a mass of bodies with severed arms, thighs, and necks. The Lord similarly killed the opposing horses and elephants. So Vishwanath and Chakravarti, Vishwanath Chakravarti and also Jiva Goswami gives a description of Krishna's arrows. Krishna pierced enemy troops with colorfully feathered arrows. So it's always very artistic, beautiful, even his fighting. Arrows with Jiva Goswami, arrows with variegated feathers indicates that they went swiftly. Not only did the riders of the horses and elephants die, but the horses and elephants also died. Now, 17 till 19. There we will hear about Krishna's astras and shastras. Interesting. Lord Hari then struck down all the missiles and weapons the enemy soldiers threw at him. Ohiri, hero of the Kurus, destroying each and every one with 3 sharp arrows. Meanwhile, Garuda, as he carried the Lord, struck the enemy's elephants with his wings, beaten by Garuda's wings, beak and talons. The elephants fled back into the city, leaving Narakasur alone on the battlefield to oppose Krishna. So also Garuda was fighting with wings. So here, that Vishwanath. After describing cutting up the arms of the enemy troops, cutting up of their weapons is described. Astras are arrows and other missiles, and shastras are swords and other hand weapons. So what are astras? Arrows and missiles. And the shastras are swords and other weapons. So the shastra is like a sword, cuts the scriptures, the shastra, sharply cutting in outward attachments. So one by one, he shot down each weapon with 3 arrows. Before the weapons could reach their target, he had killed the throwers of the weapons and then destroyed the missiles while they were still in the air, each with 3 arrows. So Krishna does not need a patriot, this air defense system against missiles. Just it is said here, 3 arrows. That's it. Before the weapons could reach their target, he had killed the throwers of the weapons and then destroyed the missiles while they were still in the air, each with 3 arrows. And the arrows were shot one after another, not 3 at once. So quick was Krishna to shoot that in amazement Sukadev cried out, "O Kaurvaha Parikshit, such swiftness had not be conceived by any of the Kurus, such as Bhim and Arjuns, though they had been taught by Krishna." Now, Jiva Goswami speaks about Garuda's power. He says, Shastra means swords and Astrani means arrows. The Lord was carried on Garuda, who flew here and there with great speed at ease. This appeared most glorious and indicates Garuda's powers. So Krishna is sitting on Garuda. That's interesting. Though he was carrying the Lord with his wings, he beat the elephants. So Garuda was beating the elephants, was playing with them. From this, it is understood that the fighters were not riding the elephants. The elephants were situated separately. Some were killed, some were injured. Naraka, remaining in battle, continued to fight. This indicates he was fearless. Now that, of course, Bhamasur is also called Naraka Asur. He has two names because his mentality is powerful, hellish, demonic, Naraka. But Sanatana Goswami, he points to a quality of Narakasura or Bhamasura in his commentary on this verse. That says it's a little further. So Naraka, all these elephants fled, and all the soldiers fled. So Naraka was alone. So then Sanatana Goswami said, Naraka remained in the battle. Yudhi continued to fight. This indicates that he was fearless, since he stayed after the elephants and troops were all defeated. He was still thinking himself the most powerful, fearless. And now, text 20, we will hear about the glories of Garuda. Seeing his army driven back and tormented by Garuda, Bama attacked him with his spear, which had once defeated Lord Indra's thunderbolt. But though struck by that mighty weapon, Garuda was not shaken. Indeed, he was like an elephant hit with a flower garland. That was how Garuda perceived all these weapons. Now, Vishwanath makes a very important point. Seeing Bama with the lance in his hands, Satyabhama, who was with Krishna, she suddenly said to Krishna, Krishna, kill him quickly. And then Krishna killed him. He got permission to kill him. Krishna killed him. That's the next verse. So then Jiva Goswami, here Jiva Goswami is glorifying a good transcendental quality in Garuda, and a quality which is very important for us, all of us, to advance in devotional service. Jiva Goswami says, he saw his troops scattered since they were afflicted by Garuda. Or, that's Bhamasura. Or he saw the troops somewhat scattered and somewhat afflicted. The army suffered because the elephants were their mainstay, their protection, and they had fled. Or Senya can include the elephant drivers and horsemen. Struck by the weapon, Garuda did not feel pain. He did not shake. A condition is indicated by its external symptoms. Or Garuda did not move from his place and his determination. Yeah, the determination, I'm going to fight for Krishna, whatever it gives. That he was not afraid and determined. Now the last verse of this section. He, he speaks about determination. Yeah, of course, he was fearless and he wanted to please Krishna. But because Krishna was on his side. So Bama, frustrated in all his attempts, took up his trident to kill Lord Krishna. But even before he could release it, the Lord cut off his head with his razor-sharp chakra as the demon sat atop his elephant. So that was the end of Bhamasura, and we have a purport here, one-line purport. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, as Bama raised his invincible trident, Satyabhama, sitting on Garuda with the Lord, said to Krishna, "Kill him right away." And Krishna did just that. He just did that. Shiva Goswami. He cut off his head even before Bama could release his spear. He took off the head as if Bama was unaware, because he used the chakra with sharp blades on its bow. So he used not an arrow or something, his chakra, and was finished. So that are the verses. Now, when I read this, we know Parasara Muni. He analyzed the word Bhagavan, Bhagavan, full of opulences, and he lists 6 opulences. So which of the 6 opulences is described here mainly? Which of the 6 opulences? Power, virya, power. So this vira, and also virya, power, and also virasya, bravery. So we find this power in all of Krishna's incarnations. Like Lord Ram, when he was a young boy, Vishwamitra came to Dasarath and asked, "Give me your son, that because I have these 2 demons, what was the name? Bhargav and Marichi, I think. Bauda or Bhargav. Yeah, anyway, 2 demons that and Dasarath said, this young men are inexperienced, and their training is not ended. No problem, he said to Vishwamitra. I will go with you. And with my entire army, and we will kill this. And but Vishwamitra became very serious. If I wanted you, I would have asked for you, but I want your son, Ram. And Dasarath became a little nervous, because if you don't please the Brahmins, sometimes they can curse. So he knew he had to give my son. But his minister said this Vishwamitra is so powerful that on his own strength he can kill these demons. But why is asking your son? Because killing demons is the duty of a kshatriya, and he's a Brahmin, so don't worry. And then Dasaraya said, okay, I can go with you, but together with Lakshmana. And they went together. And we know that the Lord Ram killed his first demon, Bhagahav, so I forgot the name. And then he threw Maharishi 800 yojanas into the ocean. I don't know how many miles, that's 12 miles or so, yojana. That's quite a flight. It's a long haul flight. And there was no service on board. No business class. But it was big. So, but he felt the power of God, and he never forgot the power of his power. Yeah, sure. But, of course, we have also so many other incarnations, like Pradyumna, who is fighting with Salva, and with the other demon, forgot the name. Of course, Lord Nrsingadev power, Lord Paradev, but yes, but one of the extraordinary power of Krishna is that he has unlimited power to purify his devotees. That is also power. And only Krishna can purify our heart. That's the power of bhakti. Only Krishna can release us from this prison house of birth, death, old age, and disease. Only Krishna. So, because the process of bhakti yoga only can remove all our material desires. And that's Krishna's power. Krishna tells us how he does that. Tesham satyuktam vacham pedapurkam dadami buddhyo yenamam yantite. If we serve Krishna with a little love, then dadami buddhyo, he gives this transcendental intelligence by removing the ignorance from our heart with the torch of knowledge. And that's the power of Krishna. Krishna can purify our heart. If we come in contact with Krishna, we become purified. And that is stressed in the beginning of the 6th canto, where Sukadev Goswami says, Kashit Kevalya Bhaktya Vastev Parayana Randam Vastikasnya Niyalam Ivavaskar. He says, only a rare person who has adopted complete unalloyed devotion service to Krishna can uproot the weeds of sinful actions with no possibility that they will revive. He can do this simply by discharging devotion service, just as the sun can immediately dissipate fog by its rays. So that is the power of bhakti. It purifies the desire, our desire. It means it purifies our desires. Krishna consciousness is, the essence of Krishna consciousness is changing our desires. That's all. We have material desire is based on a misunderstanding that things belongs to me and are for my enjoyment, that therefore we want to exploit, we have a desire to exploit, to be the Lord of everything that we see, but the reality is everything belongs to Krishna, and we are his servant. And so yes, that's that misunderstanding. If we understand, we can remove that misunderstanding. We desire to serve Krishna. It's from the desire to serve his body to acting as a servant of Krishna. But to come from one to the other you, that's called purification. And only Krishna can help us to come, to purify our heart. And that's the great power of Krishna. Of course, that power is also there in Krishna's incarnations. But yes, that's the difference between Krishna and the living entity. We are dependent on Krishna, dependent in all circumstances. Therefore, our only choice is to surrender to Krishna. And then we can be happy. Thank you very much. It was what I could say on this story of the disappearing pastime of Brahmasur. Yes. Is an expansion.
If you said to be around,
yeah.
Connection. Just
yeah, that's sometimes mystical, but there's certainly a connection because Srimati Radharani represents Krishna's energies. Of course, Srimati Radharani represents especially the Ladini Shakti, but she represents all energies. So she expands herself in the gopis of Vrindavan. There are all expansions from her, but she expands also as Lakshmi. Lakshmi are expands, and Durga, and all the goddesses. They are also expansions. Because they are Krishna's energy. And Bhumi is part of that. But of course, many times we see in this pastime that there is this resonance of Vrindavan, even the screens, they have two parts. A part that comes from Golok, and a part that comes as a demigod expansion. And they are in one. And that's sometimes bewildering. Like you have Mother Yasoda, or you have, the question is discussed, but has been discussed by our acharyas. You have Devaki and Vasudeva. So we know they were in their previous life, Sutapa and Krishna, that they have gone to 3 births. But then the question comes up, Krishna is no father and mother. They have, in the spiritual world, he has only one father and mother. That's Nanda Maharaj and Yasoda. They are their eternal path. So they come down, they are Nitya Siddhis. They come from the spiritual world. And we see Nanda Maharaj cannot be convinced that Krishna is not his son. No way, no way. But then the question is, Vasudev and Devaki, are they Nitya Siddhas? Yes or no? That's an important question. Hmm?
Why it's important?
To know who they are really, to know their origin, to know where they are coming from in Krishna's pastime. So our acharyas say they are also Nitya Siddhis. How can they be Nitya Siddhis if they were Sutapa and Krishna in their previous lives? That the reality is they have two parts, the demigod part, and that means in their previous life they were Sutapa and Krishna, and because they did austerities, and the Lord agreed to appear for them 3 times. But then you have the Krishna Krishna and Radha have their expansions in Vaikuntha, Narayan and Lakshmi. And they see the Lord in awe and reverence. So they are expansions of Narayan and Lakshmi coming to this world from Vaikuntha, not from Golok. And they are Nitya Siddhas, eternal parents also of Krishna from Vaikuntha, but in a different mood. And so Acharyas, they are also Nitya Siddhas. And that's interesting. That's too much in one. And there are more examples of that. It's very esoteric, not easy to understand. Please? Vishma. Yeah, because he got the power. He was Vasu Uttama. And all the other Vasus gave their power to him. It was interesting. Anyway, if you want to read more about that, so the Shiva Maharaj has written this book about the love of Mother Yasoda. I forgot the name. It is a beautiful book. And in the introduction, he explains that in detail with all the Shastak references. Very nice. Something else? Good. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.